So they want to abolish private landlords. No matter what angle we look at, tenants will suffer. The Green Party recently announced one of the most radical housing policies I've heard in quite some time. So in this video, I'm going to break down what the Green Party's proposals are, what it means for renters, what it means for landlords, what it means for investors. What I find absolutely crazy is the fact that every time there is a radical approach to housing, the people it was supposed to benefit are the people that are hurt the most. So at their 2025 conference, the Green Party voted to phase out private landlords. So here are some of their policies. Let me read them out. Rent control. So the government would cap how much rents can go up each year. Number 2, end of no fault evictions, which means landlords will not be able to evict tenants unless there's a legal reason. Number 3, the end to buy to let mortgages. Yep. That's literally stopping banks from offering these products. Higher taxes on rental income, new taxes on empty or short-term let properties, right to buy for tenants, simply meaning renters could buy the home they live in, potentially at a discount, and finally a massive expansion in social housing. The Greens argue that housing should not be a profit-making exercise. It should be a human right. And it's a fair argument when some people are paying nearly 50 or 60% of their income on just accommodation. So I understand that. But let me go into why this is going to backfire, as we say, egg on tenants' faces. Because as much as I understand the Green Party's desire to help tenants, I think a lot of times there is this lack of economic understanding about what drives the market, what pulls the market, what will have greater impact on the market. If these very harsh policies come into place, landlords will leave the market. There is no ifs and buts about it. Now, some people will scream and shout woohoo, but the reality is landlords will leave the market, which will play a massive part in a reduction of supply. And if there are less homes on the market, it doesn't take a genius to understand that rental prices will go up. Less supply, higher rents. It's just simply how the market works. Landlords didn't create it. It's just how the market works. And some people argue that when a landlord sells, an owner-occupier could buy that property, a family can buy that property, but that still equals one less property on the market, which means rents could potentially go up. Economically, maybe financially, banks will tighten lending. So ending buy-to-let mortgages would hit lenders, investors, and even property developers, people that we are requiring to build homes. No matter what angle we look at, tenants will suffer, directly or indirectly. If a landlord cannot afford, because they're being squashed out of the market, or they're being squeezed with higher taxes, if they cannot afford to get the property up to standard, then who suffers? The tenants. The housing quality will drop. And let's be completely honest, because it seems like we're not having genuine, honest conversations taking all parties into considerations. The government doesn't exactly have the greatest track record when it comes down to building homes affordably and efficiently. So if we look at the numbers, over the past 40 years, every major housing crisis in Britain has come after councils stopped building and the private sectors, private landlords, private developers were left to fill the gap. The Green Party don't have the power to make this law yet. And that's fair, yet. As much as we desire to ban, abolish private landlords, can this government, this nearly bankrupt government, fund the building of social housing or housing in general, affordable housing at that? Look, let me give you my personal opinion on this. The idea of fair rents, tick. Safe housing, tick. But destroying private landlordism will not magically fix Britain's housing crisis. We have a major issue, and we can talk about that at a later stage. The real issue is not landlords, it's a lack of supply. The UK needs more homes, not fewer homes. We need more homes. Again, it doesn't take somebody with an economic degree to understand this. We need more homes. We need to build more. And the people who are currently introducing more properties to the market happen to be private individuals. The government have made it harder for ordinary, normal people to buy houses. Banks have made it difficult for normal, ordinary people to buy houses. Those are conversations, those are fights we should be having. Whether or not I or you agree with the Green Party's proposals, I think it's important maybe we all sit down and find our common ground where we both align and agree that when politicians talk about abolishing landlords, they're not just talking about the rich, the wealthy. They're talking about normal people who have saved some money to protect themselves against the failing system, against the failing government, and they are not sure how to protect themselves in old age or in retirement. The young investor that saved some money and was told, hey, we don't know what's going to happen with the economy when you come to retirement, put some money aside. The single mum who's an accidental landlord or has one property. And maybe that's the conversation we really should be having, as opposed to pitting both sides against each other. So my question to you is this: should we abolish landlords in the UK? Or do we need more of them? Hey guys, if you get any value from this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts and have a discussion in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.